Welcome back to another dive into Sparking Zero's custom battles. This mode has never gotten the attention it truly deserves, yet creators keep pushing it to its limits, creating their own interpretations of Dragon Ball events and ideas. The results have been wild, inventive, and often surprisingly deep. Now, is it controversial to say that Goku Black might be the best character to come out of the Dragon Ball Super anime? He's absolutely unsettling in the best way. His image carries immense weight within the series, and I bet money that he's an easy toy seller. Now, outside of his appearance, that idea of a god taking a mortal body and turning into a weapon was something new to Dragon Ball at the time. And although people may think he's dangerously close to that OC Do Not Steal design, I still think he's definitely in the top 5 greatest villains of the series. So today we're going to look at a new take on Dragon Ball GT with Black as the main villain, along with a few others that caught my eye, and break down how creators are taking the tools in Sparking Zero and pushing them to tell something fresh, intense, and memorable. This is an ongoing series of showcasing these battles. I'm trying my best to keep this game alive and keep this game mode in the conversation. Alright, enough yapping, let's get into the first one. Now this next what if takes place after the events of Dragon Ball GT. Omega Shenron has been defeated, peace has returned to the planet, and Goku has departed alongside Shenron. Years have passed in quiet stability until that calm is abruptly broken. Goku Black and Zamasu arrive on this earth with a singular objective, the eradication of human life. The first to respond to the disturbance are Vegeta and Gohan, both immediately sensing the overwhelming power now looming over the planet. Vegeta answers Goku Black's unspoken challenge, while Gohan focuses on confronting Zamasu, quickly realizing that this battle will require strategy as much as strength. Now what makes this what if stand out is how effectively it uses the in-game tables, arguably among the best implementations I've seen on this mode. The story unfolds without pulling attention away from the combat itself. Off-screen, Gohan determines that Zamasu is immortal and responds accordingly, sealing him away with the Mafuba and removing him from the conflict entirely. What remains is a one-on-one struggle between Vegeta and Goku Black. Vegeta pushes Black far enough to force the transformation to Super Saiyan Rose, and from that moment the momentum shifts. Black begins overwhelming Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Oob, and Gohan alike, leaving all three heroes on the brink of defeat. Now just as the situation becomes dire, a familiar presence descends from the above. Goku has returned, stating only that he was brought back. The two versions of the same warrior face one another, Black finally satisfied that he can fulfill his promise by proving that he surpassed Goku, and Goku himself visibly confused by the man standing before him. What follows is one of the most inspired choices in this entire scenario. Using the tables, the creator recreates the Super Saiyan power-up sequence from the Buu Saga but recontextualizes it here. Goku ascends to Super Saiyan 4 and then continues to push beyond it. The Dragon team watches in disbelief as the energy continues to rise, even Black begins to sense the widening gap between them. I've never seen a creator do something like this, and this is absolutely the most intricate and detailed someone has got with making these transformations. Now when the smoke clears, the creator introduced a new form using the Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku model, now reframed in this timeline as Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4. Mechanically, Goku has a significant power increase that's immediately felt in the flow of battle. The balance has fully shifted towards his side. Cornered, Black prepares a desperate Kamehameha with the intent to erase the planet itself, only to be met head on by Goku's own blast. The clash is enormous, but when it subsides, only Goku remains and Black is disintegrated and hurled into the sun. The story closes quietly with Goku returning to his friends and family, finally home. Now what makes this scenario so effective for me is how it repurposes existing characters and mechanics to convey something new. If you're an older fan, you're probably able early on to tell what this story was referencing. It's Dragon Ball AF all over again. Now replacing Zycor and the South Supreme Kai with Goku Black and Zamasu, perfect. Especially given how closely these characters already echo Toyotaro's Dragon Ball AF concept, it's a clear homage without being a direct retelling. The in-game tables used here are absolutely some of the best I've seen on this game, guiding the pacing, reinforcing power shifts, and supporting the story rather than interrupting it. My only lingering question after experiencing it was who exactly brought Goku back? A detail that could have been clarified with the brief line of dialogue, but even so, that omission hardly detracts from what is otherwise one of the strongest custom battles available. The next scenario opens in familiar territory. During the events of the Cell games, Goku and Cell pause their matches as massive ki surges suddenly washed over the planet. The pressure alone is enough to force both fighters back, each reacting to a presence approaching at overwhelming speed. What arrives moments later is the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Now in this timeline, Paragus never makes it to Earth. His absence is implied through Broly's unchecked path through the galaxy, with the mission to find Vegeta. eventually leading him directly into the middle of the Cell games. Faced with a threat that eclipses everything else on the battlefield, the Dragon team forms a temporary alliance with Cell, and the conflict shifts from a rivalry to survival as every available fighter turns their attention towards stopping Broly. This match is structured as a gauntlet. You play as Broly, moving through each participant of the Cell games in sequence. Health management becomes part of the tension, as lost HP cannot be recovered and the CPU steadily increases its difficulty. You start off with Goku, followed by Vegeta and Trunks, and the final stretch narrows to two remaining opponents, Gohan and Perfect Cell. Now Gohan's role reflects his emotional state during this period of the story, but without that push that leads him beyond his limits into Super Saiyan 2, it never emerges, removing what could have been a turning point in this conflict. The last battle centers on Perfect Cell, a matchup that has lived on in fan debates for decades. This scenario offers its own conclusion though. Broly stands victorious, bringing the Cell games to a definitive and catastrophic end. The story closes out with the legendary Super Saiyan destroying the Earth and continuing his conquest across the universe. Now, as a concept, the custom battle feels like a strong groundwork for something larger. The structure supports an escalation throughout the matches, and the gameplay communicates Broly's dominance very clearly. But I think additional dialogue during the gauntlet, brief moments, or a resistance from each fighter, and a dedicated power struggle sequence between the final clash with Cell and Broly would deepen the tension and give greater weight to its long-standing debate between the two. This next scenario opens up on the Supreme Kai's world. Goku's already deep into his final fight against Kid Buu, and his energy is fading fast. You're dropped directly into the battle, and the difficulty is immediately apparent. Kid Buu's heavily boosted through capsules, turning the fight into a sustained test of endurance rather than a quick exchange. This encounter carries a very familiar weight. The pacing and pressure echo the early Budokai games where Kid Buu stood as the definitive endgame boss. As Goku's energy continues to drain, Vegeta steps in to hold back Buu. In the background, Goku attempts to recover. The sequence follows the expected beats of the original timeline. Vegeta is overwhelmed quickly, and before he can be destroyed, Good Buu intervenes, placing himself between the two forces. Goku's recovery takes an unexpected turn though. Super Saiyan 3 continues to consume more energy than it restores, prompting Vegeta to pursue a different solution, causing our first divergent from the main timeline. The Namekian Dragon Balls are used to unlock Goku's hidden potential, and Shin brings Elder Mori to the world of the Kais. Through his Namekian magic, Goku's deteriorating condition is stabilized, allowing his transformation to take hold. Now back on the battlefield, Good Buu is being battered relentlessly. That pressure lifts when Goku returns, now transformed into Super Saiyan 4. Mechanically, the fight reflects that shift. Goku's given access to the capsules of his own, bringing the encounter into a balance while maintaining its intensity. Even with the added support, Kid Buu remains a persistent threat, demanding full attention until the very final moment. The creator closes the battle by tying Goku's attacks together into a decisive Kamehameha, erasing Majin Buu from this realm and bringing the conflict to a definitive end. This concept lands with surprising impact. Kid Buu is presented with the same weight he carried in earlier games, tapping directly into that sense of nostalgia and tension. The creator also avoids an unnecessary complexity, allowing the fight itself to carry the emotional weight. It ends on a very familiar image itself as well, Goku smiling just as he does in the manga. Simple structure, focused execution, and very effective storytelling. I'm going to end this one here. As it stands, Sparking Zero's custom battle mode continues to show its value to the people creating within it. Even without the level of refinement this mode could benefit from, creators are still putting real care into their interpretations of Dragon Ball events and ideas. As long as that creativity keeps showing up, I'll keep showcasing it here. If you have your own custom battles you'd like featured on the channel, feel free to share the code down below. Let me know what you thought of the battles covered in this video, and consider leaving a like if you enjoyed it. It generally helps support the channel and the series moving forward. Until next time, it's been your local overanalyzer Art Tellings, and I hope you have yourself a damn good one.